Have you ever been to Texas? If you've been to Texas, you know you can get four seasons in one day, which means the temperature is all over the place, right? Just like our emotions, we feel different things, different times of the day, different times of the month. Well, if you want to learn how to stabilize your feelings and your emotions, stay tuned for this video. Let's go.
You can get through that. You can get through anything. Okay? And at that moment, I knew my life would change forever. Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because we've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina. Otherwise...
Meet Tina, StarzTina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
The edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you do? I'm going to say, I had it at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation. They do finances. I talk about traumedies. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good. Yeah.
StarzTina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So, good morning, mommy. If you're out there, tell me where you're hailing from. Are you in bed? Are you getting up? Well, it is currently 7/11, day 16 of our 30 days of elevation. I decided every single day I wanted to go live at 7/11 to motivate you, to inspire you so that you can transform your mind, your body, and your soul. Each day I come through and I share a little bit from my book, No More Traumedy. So this week I'm going to be teaching from my children's book, No More Traumedy for Kids. And if you have this book, great. If not, make sure you click the link right there so you can purchase the book. It will be personally autographed by me, and you'll also have the opportunity to get a traumedy kit. So once we share a little a little portion of the book, I like to give you a health and wellness tip, because that's my jam, baby, okay? I am your life and health coach, that person that's going to take you from good to great to amazing if you do what I say to do. Now, I never tell you what to do. I just give you suggestions. I tell you what I've done and it works, or my clients have done and it works. And today it is all about sugar. Sugar, 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 la sucra. Do you love sugar? Do you love the sweetness, the energy? I'm going to say the sweetness because I love sugar. Candy, oh my gosh. And I think that's probably why I didn't give my kids that much candy. And my daughter, she doesn't even like sugar. It's crazy, right? But when you have too much sugar in your system, it spikes your blood and you go up and down with your emotions. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to maintain your emotions. It took me many years to learn how to do this. But I want to start and share a story with you guys about how I got so I couldn't control the eating of the sugar. And it happened around Thanksgiving time. It was probably before Thanksgiving. And I was visiting my sister and my mother and my cute little niece in Texas. Have you ever been to Texas? Now, Texas, let me tell you, ooh, baby, Texas, it It has all the seasons in one day. Like you could wake up and it's really, really cold. And then it's so hot you think you're in hell. And then it's kind of good. It's just all over the place, right? And this particular day when I was in Texas, my emotions and my feelings were all over the place. And I'm going to blame the sugar. Now, my sister, she's like my grandmother, just like my grandmother. She has lots of food in the house, lots of food, but lots of sweet food. And let me tell you, I don't have that sort of stuff in my house. The fruity pebbles, she knows that that's like my kryptonite. I love fruity pebbles, but there was this cake there. It was a Patty LaBelle sweet potato pie. You ever had that? I know some of you don't like it. It's okay, but I papi chulo. I love it. And I remember I just would go for a little slither. And I just kept going back to the kitchen, kept going back to the kitchen, kept going back to the kitchen for this little slither of cake, old pie. And the next thing I know, the pie was gone. And then it was the Fruity Pebbles. And I kept going back. And this is a funny part of the story, guys. My, my sister's like, who keeps eating all the food? Because she would have like Chinese food, like um, shrimp fried rice. I never have shrimp fried rice, but my sister gets it. So I had to taste it, right? And my mother said, she was like, Tina, go home. You're eating up all the food. And the reason is because I started the cycle of the sugar and the sweets and the processed foods. And what happens is the more of that you put into your body, the more your body's going to want it. More, 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 more. So today, I'm going to say, don't stop it. Don't stop the sweets. No, don't stop the sweets. Swap the sweets. So it's don't stop it, swap it. Don't stop it, swap it. Don't stop it, swap it. Pretty cool, eh? Anyway, so sugar, if you didn't know, it's just not good for our body, right? It spikes our energy down, up, down, up, down, up. That makes me think of one of those songs, up, down, up, down. Anyway, I'm on another one today. So instead of having the white sugar, I want to invite you to swap it out for maybe a date. Okay, I don't really like dates, but they're kind of sweet. Maybe honey, maybe strawberries, maybe berries, maybe um, monk fruit, right? There's so many options, but you have to open your mind. You have to open up the possibility of something new and different, right? That is today's tip for your health and wellness. Don't swap it, stop it. Okay. Now, as I told you, 16 days of elevation. Each day, I'm going to come through and give you something to elevate your mind, your body, and soul, really your fitness first. But I'm reading from the children's book. And when you've gone through some type of trauma or tragedy, you tend to run to food, maybe sweets, because Lord knows I used to do that, right? And I want to talk about understanding trauma, healing hearts and mind. Now, this children's book is like the adults book, except it's written for children, so it's easier to understand. I wouldn't say easier to understand, it's just broken down a little more. Healing hearts and minds. Imagine you're watching your friends watching your favorite movie or reading an awesome book. By the way, yes, or reading an awesome book. Everything is going great. And then, bam, something really bad happens. Like the main character dies. That is what we call a tragedy. It is unexpected and it is horrible. They are usually lasting effects that change your life forever. Have you had a tragedy happen in your life where once that one thing happened, your life was never the same again? It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a job. It could be losing a leg, losing a limb, right? It just like boom, like that. And if you have not had any of these happen to you yet, I want to say kudos for you because I remember life before I had a tragedy, right? I had different traumas in my life. And a lot of people don't like the word trauma or triggers. It's just like, it's just like too much, but it's real, right? And I think the people that say they don't want to talk about it or we talk about it too much need to talk about it more because they're suppressing their feelings. Tragedy is when life throws a curveball. And it's not the fun call. It's not the fun kind you hit out of the park in a baseball game. It's when something super tough or heartbreaking happens. It could be a big disaster, like a hurricane, a tornado, and that wrecks a town. It wrecks it wrecks your hearts and all that stuff. Or it could be something more personal, like losing a loved one, maybe losing a fish, losing a dog, or a family member getting really, really sick. Now, on the bottom of this, because throughout the book, we have different journal prompts. And I want to invite you to do these journal prompts if you want. And the first question is, what are a few things that have been tragedies for you? Because again, we're on the go all the time. Our minds are overwhelmed and we try to forget these things. And when you forget them, they stay rooted in your body and then they come up as triggers later and they come out in not so good way. So if you know what your tragedies are, it's like, okay, so I get upset. I don't really trust men too much because every man that I loved left me, meaning my father passed away at 49. I loved my father to death. My son was murdered at 21, and my ex-husband left me after blah blah blah. I don't know the details, right? I mean, I do, but I'm not getting into it. So in my mind, deep in my mind, in the past, before I went to therapy, before I got help and understood, in my mind, all men that I love leave me. So I had this wall built up, right? That's why it's so important to understand what your triggers are, what your tragedies are. The next journal prompt is, how did it make you feel when these things happened? Well, horrible, right? And then you can go into more detail because the more you're able to express yourself, the more it helps you. And Renee, if you want to write these down there, that'll be great. The first question is, what are a few things that have been tragedies for you? That's one question for you. And the second one, how did that make you feel when these things happen? And the last one is, what did you do to make yourself feel better? Were you a sugar addict and ate all the sugar like I did? Well, my friends, if you have my children's book or the main book, the cool thing is in the back of the book, this is a children's book right here, there's many different exercises and activities you can do that teach you how to push through the trauma or tragedy, because it's never over. It's always there. Unfortunately, it's a journey. It's life, right? Those bumps are going to be there. Those bruises are going to be there. It's like the ocean. You have the ups, you have the downs, you have the clouds moving all the time. So instead of getting upset and getting mad, control yourself, control your emotions, right? And we're talking about sugar today if you're just tuning in, right? Good morning, Latricia, my cousin. I love her. So, if you want to learn how to control these things, control what you're eating, okay? Because food, trust me, food affects you so much, right? And we're saying don't stop the sugar. Hey, Ashley girl, with the sugar, I'm not saying don't stop it, swap it, right? White sugar. Do me a favor. If you are still currently buying white sugar, just put white sugar in the chat. I want to know. And I know when you're cooking and baking, you need that white sugar. And I might have to bring my girl Blessing on here because she's a chef, a pastry chef, and she makes all excellent healthy foods, but there are ways to swap it out and make it taste very similar. It's not going to taste the exact same, but trust me, that white sugar is just like eating your body away. If you're wondering why you're swollen, right? It's like, oh, my body's swollen, I'm aching, I'm this, I'm that. It's from what you're putting in your body. So swap it out. My cousin Lisa did this years ago. We had Thanksgiving at her house, and she's a holistic doctor. She does like cupping, she does acupuncture, she does all this sort of stuff. So she's extremely healthy. And she made collard greens. And guys, I've never seen collard greens like this in my life. Now, you know how we wash the collard greens. I'm sure she washed them. We roll them up and then we chop it up, so they're nice and small. There were these big old leaves of collard greens. I'm looking at the plate like, what is this? And she didn't season anything. It was like, I'm like, well, what about the salt? And I forgot what was on the plate, but she was like, let's say, for example, it was ham. I'm just throwing that out there because I know ham is a little sweet, a little salty. She would say, eat it with the other piece of food and you can get the salt from that and put it with that. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So when you're having your food, I know years ago, before I even tasted the food, I would just pick up the salt and put it on the food. Is anyone else like that? Come on, be honest, be honest. Do you put salt on your food before you even taste it? Right? If so, stop, pause. Maybe you pray and think. Our bodies are temples, right? We had a Bible study last night in my community. By the way, if you're looking for a community to join, that's for your health and wellness. And in this Bible study, we are studying the 7 deadly sins. And last night we were talking about gluttony, and we went over a bunch of different Bible verses. And our bodies are temples, right? Our temples from God. And do you think God wants us to corrupt our temples with sugar? No, no, no. So instead of getting that white sugar, maybe you get some raw honey. Maybe you get some dates. Maybe you get some agave. I'm even going to say, okay, we don't want to do the Splenda and that whole thing, but it's a start, right? It's levels. It gets you there. That is our tip of the day. And I want to ask you as we get out of here, did you get your Elevate 360 on? If you didn't know, I am Tina, the founder of Elevate 360, and we currently have an in-person studio in Tampa, Florida. So if you're in the area, make sure you come so you can get those in-person classes, those in-person workshops and events, and coaching if you need it. We have group coaching and one-on-one. Everything I do online, we're doing in person as well. And I'm so excited about that. So when I say, did you get your 360 on? There's 3 things that you need to do to get your 360 on, right? First of all, you have to elevate. Elevate your mind, body, soul, all that great stuff, right? Mind, body, soul. But the 360 starts with your faith, your spirituality, your Christianity, whatever that is for you. Every single day, the first thing you want to do is make sure you tap into your spirituality, whether that's praying, meditation, listening to a devotional, reading your Bible. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But that's the first part of getting your Elevate 360 on. The second one is physical movement. Are you moving your body? I did not exercise yet because I'm still babying my hip, but I will be exercising, stretching, and moving or something today. It doesn't have to be a full marathon. It doesn't have to be a HIIT workout, but do something. Maybe you park your car a little bit further. Maybe you do 10 squats every time you use the bathroom, ladies. I don't care, but move your body. That's the second part of elevating your 360. And the third is pouring something in your mind that's going to fuel your mindset, that's going to make you grow. Maybe you're listening to something on Clubhouse. Maybe you're watching this video. Maybe you're listening to a YouTube video. Maybe you're reading a book, by the way. This is what we're reading, by the way. Really good book. Those are the 3 things you need to do to elevate your 360. And I want to challenge you to do these things. I was going to say 8 or 9, but that might be kind of tough. But you need it. You need it, guys, right? You want to get your Elevate 360 on before 9 a.m., before 8 a.m., because that's how you start your day. And you want to start your day with those things, right? So, family and friends, as I leave you today from this beautiful mountaintop of earth that this God has created for us, I want to remind you how you are. What you put into your body is going to come out in your words, in your feelings, all those wonderful things. So make sure today, when you're eating, what you're listening to, what you're saying comes from the heart. Have an amazing day. Peace.